Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about Spring Boot JPA. So what is JPA? JPA stands for Java Persistence API. So JPA, which makes the Java application easy to interact with a database, which makes the developer to write a Java application and interact with database without writing SQL queries. So which is providing a standard way to connect to a database. Okay, JPA provides some specifications. So which are the standards which are used by some tools to connect to database. For example, Hibernate is the tool, ORM tool, object relational mapping tool. Okay, so which provides the implementation of JPA and with other extra features to connect a Java application to a database to perform some operations on a table. Okay, so JPA provides some components or interfaces, we can say. So what are those components? Entity. So what is an entity? Entity is a representation of a record in a database is called as a entity. Suppose we can say, let's consider a class called product. Product is a entity, so which represents a particular record in a database. So in a database, suppose we are having a table called product. Product is having some 10 records. Okay, so 10 records. So each record represent a entity product. Okay, so which is having a columns like ID, name, price. Okay, so we are using a annotation called @entity to denote particular Java class and map it to particular table called product. Okay, so let's discuss another component called entity manager. So what entity manager does? So it provides a way or some implementations which connects particular Java application to database and perform some operations like CRUD operations, like to create a record in a table, to update a record in a table, to get all the records from the table, to delete a record from the table. So these are the operations provided by entity managers which is used in a JPA. Okay, so JPA provides annotations. So we have seen here @entity, @table. So these are the annotations, like we can see here @ID, @generative value, @column. So these are the annotations which are useful for creating an entity class, so which represents a Java object relational connecting to any relational database. So it is a relational data, so which is we are going to store in a database called relational database. So we suppose we can suppose if we have multiple tables like product 1, product 2, product 3. Okay, so to map how these products are related, we have some other annotation like 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to 1. Suppose we have a product and table and there is a person table. So how the person is related to product? So to map these things we have annotations called persons, one to one, many to one, these are the annotations are used. Okay. So this is how JPA is providing specifications which are the standards to to be implemented to connect to database and to connect perform some operations on a database. So let's compare JPA with some traditional Hibernate and JDBC. Okay. So in suppose if you in application you are using a Hibernate, so when you are using a Hibernate you have to create a Hibernate mapping file, so which has where you have to define database connection, dialect and the mappings. Okay. So and in a class when you are trying to perform some operations to save the object, there you have to create a session factory and you have to create a session and you have to create a transaction, right. So these are the things you have to do in a Hibernate application. So when it comes to JDBC, so in JDBC, so you have to create a connection to database. So you have to create a statement, then you have to execute a statement. So once you get the result set, you have to map into Java object. So this is a typical complex where we have to do so many things, but in case of JPA we don't have to do any configuration or any creating any connections. Internally it will do all the things, connecting to database, mapping the Java object to a table. Okay. So let's say person is a entity, Java object, so which has a name, age and salary. So JPA will map this entity to a particular table called person in a database, which provides some methods to perform some operations like creating a record, updating a record, deleting a record based with using the some Java methods, predefined methods, which doesn't use actually the SQL queries to perform directly on the database. Okay. So let me show you how to create a simple a Spring Boot JPA application and how to perform a CRUD operations on a table. Okay. Let me delete this project. So let's create a simple Spring Boot project. I am giving Spring Boot data simple JPA. Okay. So the maven dependency we have to add is JPA, Spring Boot JPA and Spring Boot Starter Web, that is Spring Web. Okay. So we have created a Spring Boot data simple JPA project. So in the pom.xml you can see a dependency called Spring Boot Starter Data API, which is used for creating a repository and performing database related operations. Okay, we have can see starter web, which is for creating any RESTful service or web service. So where we can create a controller with a few methods to call the service and connect to a database to get all the data to perform some operations on database. Okay. So in application properties, we have to define configurations to connect to a database. So I have already the configurations. Let me explain you. So database configuration for Oracle. I am using a Oracle database. Okay, so you have to specify Spring Data Source URL. So URL is JDBC Oracle thin. It is running at localhost 1521 port / database name XE. Okay, we have to specify Spring Data Source username and password of a database. Okay, so you have to specify driver class name Oracle JDBC Oracle driver. Okay, so this is one configuration which DDL auto which validates the DDL. Okay, so let's create a class called product. So we have created a class product. So we have annotate it with entity. And we have to annotate it with table. So we have to provide a table name called product. So let's define the variables. We define ID, okay. Let's copy from here all the things. So we have created a product entity class. So we have ID, name and price as a variable. Okay. So let's create a repository. Let's give name as a product repository. Annotate this with repository. So we need to extend JPA repository. So we have to pass product entity and long as the ID type. Okay. So no need to add any methods. So which repository, JPA repository internally has few methods like save for saving the table, deleting the table, I mean record, everything. Okay. Let's create a service class, product service. So annotate it with service. So let's create a method called create a product, where we are passing product as a parameter. So we have to auto wire repository. Let's import this auto wire. So we have to auto wire the repository. Okay. So we will call product repository with save method, which save this product entity in a database. So which returns a product created in a table database. Okay, we are returning result as a product. Okay, product. So we will first execute this method, then we will create other methods to perform some other operations. Okay, let's create a controller. Product controller. So annotate this with @rest controller. Request mapping. So pass Okay, let's create a method. Create product. Okay. In the body we are going to pass product as a JSON object. Let's annotate this with post mapping. Okay. So we have to call a service class. So let's call this method create product and pass the object. So let's return a response. Let's So we have created a method called create product and we are calling the service creates product with the method create product. So inside service we are calling a repository which is saving the product and giving the result and product. So we are returning that result back into controller. Okay. So let's run this service. First let's build this service. Okay, so in the pom.xml we are missing a driver class. So we have to add a dependency Oracle driver. So let's copy the dependency. So we have to use a dependency OJDBC 8 with a version 19.3, right. So I am using a Oracle 19c version database server. For that one compatible driver is OJDBC 8 with 19.3 version. So you have to add this dependency in the pom.xml. Okay. So I have added one more tool, DevTools, which is actually to deploy our application in a runtime. We don't have to stop and start the service every time, right. So for that one we added this dependency. So let's build this application. Okay, build is success. Let's run this application. So application is started. Okay. So before that one, so you can see I have created a table called product in a database. Okay. So with ID, name, price. If you can see, let me select I have executed a select star from product table. So we don't see any record in this table. Okay. So let's test the application. Okay. So we have to execute a post method. It is running in localhost 8086. We have to give a path products. Okay. In the body we have to pass JSON object. So I have already have that. Okay. Let me copy this one. So here we are passing name as a sample product and price 68.06. Okay. So let's execute this. So you can see ID generated as a 24. So which is automatically generated by Oracle database itself, which is sequential generation. So we have passed sample project as a name and price 68.06. So let's verify the database. So you can see one record inserted with ID 24, name sample product, price 68.06. Okay. So let's create another method to get this product. Okay. So I already have that code. Let me copy that code. So get by product is a method which passes the ID of the product. So in the product repository we have predefined method find by ID which takes the ID of the product and returns the product details. Okay. So let's add a method in controller. So let's save this one. So we have to import this get mapping. So cursor is not coming. Let's directly import that get mapping. And path variable. Okay. So in the controller we have a method get by product. So it is calling a service class get by product passing the ID, so which is returning a product details. Okay. Let's, so you can see it is runtime only application is deployed. We don't have to stop and start the service because we have added a DevTools dependency. Let's test this API. So let's we have to pass a ID. So what is the ID? 24 is the ID. We have created a record. You can see the result response ID 24, sample product, price 68.06. Okay. Now we will create a update method to update the record in a database. Let me copy the code directly. I already have that code. So we have to create a same methods in service class. So let me explain you. So what update product method is doing. So in this method we are getting a ID in the request, and in the body we are getting the product, okay, to update that particular product. So what we are going to update in that product. So we have to call the update product service method, where we are passing ID of a particular product and product details to update. Okay. Okay, here you can see repository find by ID. We have to first get that product from the database. Okay. Then we have to update that set name and set price. Whatever we got in the request, we have to set the values to the object we got it from the database, and finally we have to save that object in a database. Okay. So let's test these updates. Okay. So let's use this one. Okay, we have to pass the ID of a product. So let's update product name as a laptop. Okay, price as a 1000.75. okay. So you have to use a put method to update the product. So let's hit the service. So you can see the name, product name for the ID 24, it is updated from sample product to laptop, and price is updated to 1000. Let's verify in the database. So you can see 24 sample product, this is the record which is there in the database, right? So let's hit the database. So you can see it is updated to laptop, price as a 1000. Okay. So let's go for another operations called delete. So we have already created a method delete products. So you have to use a delete mapping, and we have to pass a ID of a product to delete particular product. So we call the delete product by passing ID. So in the repository we have a delete by ID method, which is a predefined method existing. So which takes ID to delete particular product. Okay. So let's test this API. So we have to pass product ID. Okay. This is the delete operation. So let's create it separately. Okay. So this is the delete operation. So we are only passing product ID in the path variable. Okay. So let's hit the, so you can see 200 204 no content, it means it deleted the product. So let's verify that product. So we had a 24 laptop 1000, this is the record was present in the database, right? So we deleted that 24 product, right? So let's query this table. You can see no record found, so that record is deleted. Okay. So let's create a multiple products. Okay, so we use post method. Let's create a 4 to 5 products. Okay, let's say laptop 1 we are passing price, so it created a product. Let's create another product, phone with the price 500, so it created another product. Let's take TV 600, so it created another product. So let's go to database and verify. So you can see 3 products are created: TV, laptop, phone. Okay, let's create a method which get all the products in a single API. Okay, so we have method called get all products. Let's go to controller, add this method. So let's copy the method from controller. Let's import this package in the controller. Okay, so get all products, which get all the products from the table called products table. Okay, which is calling a get all products in the service class. So repository is calling a find all. Find all method will return all the records from the table called product. So let's call this method. Let's create another API. So it is a get mapping get API which get all the products. Okay, here we are not passing any particular product ID, so it gets all the products. Let's hit this service. So you can see product 22, 23, 27, 21, 25, 26. Okay, these are the products written from the table. Okay, So whatever records existing in the database, it returns all the products. Okay. So this is how we create a simple Spring Boot JPA project. So thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel, please share it, follow it. Thank you so much.